Hi, it's Ricky Fleming here from Moshville Times once again. I'm delighted to welcome David, guitarist for metal band Vice City. They hail from Mallorca, so I'm delighted to welcome you, David. How are you doing? How have you been since the lockdown? Have you been lucky enough to keep on working and everything?
Hi, Ricky. How are you doing? We're doing fine. I mean, like everyone, we're struggling here with this bloody virus. I'm trying to keep working on stuff and getting as much things done as possible, because there's not much gigs going on. So we decided to go in the studio and record this new EP. So at least we have some new material for our fans and, try to spread the word a little bit. And,
that's it. What about your real life? What about your dating job then? Has that been okay?
Well, yeah, I work in an airline. So, it's a bit tough at the time. And I've been working from home since March.
Yeah.
And, only a few hours, like everyone, I guess. And, trying to keep the company alive,
That's it.
and to keep our jobs.
I've been working from home since March as well, but hopefully with this vaccine, then it will all be over soon. So see how it goes.
Good.
So, Vice City are about to release their debut recorded EP, Demons Within. I think it's just in over a week's time now. So, how does it feel to get the EP out there for the fans to hear?
I'm super excited, man, and it's like I can't wait to share it because it's been like a lot of work. We started like writing some songs before lockdown. We were going to enter the studio in March, actually.
Yeah.
Like we were going to record 2 old songs, 3 or 4 old songs and 2 new ones, and then lockdown came. Like actually, really 1 week before we were going to enter the studio. So in a sense, it was good for us, because we had the chance like to write some like all new stuff, and we think the result is much better than it was going to be before. Okay. Yes. So I mean, this has been big shit, if I can say that. If not, you can edit a little bit. But in a sense, I mean, there's always good comes out of bad, like they say.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's been good for us. And so far, the single was out like a bit more than 1 week now. I checked today, like already 6,000 views on YouTube, which is, I know, pretty amazing. I mean, we weren't expecting that. And just very looking forward to next week, the 11th.
Excellent. And just to let you know, you can curse and swear and you can have a drink. This is your interview. You can do anything you want.
Okay.
So even though Vice City have been active for a number of years now, for those that are new to the band, how would you say it compares to your earlier material? And do you think you found the sound that you've been looking for with the EP?
I mean, our early material was just like very homemade stuff and, just demos. So at least we had something that people can listen a little bit to what we do, and not only like the live gigs, But I don't know. This is just like the first like professional material that we were putting out. The others were like, we recorded like mostly at home, drums like from a live gig, and then the other stuff here, these things that we try to do to at least to get some material out without spending a whole lot of cash that this thing cost. And I don't know, we're pretty happy with the results. It's I told you before, it's a live recording, so we were like shitting our pants a little bit, because it's like there's nothing, you can't hide it, it's like you have to repeat 20 times this first song, or it like from first to the end. It's not like I can try again this bit, at least for the drums. The drums is so like what you see is what you get, and we're pretty happy with that. It's I think it's more real, and it's the sound is really awesome. I mean, this guy Tony from the studio is really good at this type of recordings.
Yeah.
At Diorama Sound, and we're pretty happy. I know we're looking forward so you guys can listen to it and see what you think.
Sure. Would you say it's a bit faster or slower? Is it the same pace? Is it a bit heavier than your earlier material?
Obviously, lockdown took an important part there, and it's a lot more pissed off music, if I can say like that, if it makes any sense. I mean, I think it's heavier and the tempo's faster, and yeah. You see, like if you listen to the Cage, it's all about lockdown and the anxiety, the anger that you feel like oh, I'm stuck at home and can't just do anything, and it's most of it was written during lockdown, so you can imagine it's not like happy flowers.
Well, like myself, my personal music taste is like the heavier stuff, like thrash and death metal. So the heavier you are, the more I'm going to like it. So I'm very happy to hear that. Okay, so I think you touched on it a wee bit earlier. So did you have plans to release the EP earlier? And was it due to COVID that put on hold the proceedings? And have you had maybe an opportunity to record any new tracks since the EP?
I mean, as I said before, we were going to record like in March, and then, well, I already said so, and then we recorded after. But no, I mean, really, since that happened, we said, okay, just stop. When we had the tracks, then basically lockdown finished sort of here, so we could go back to rehearsal like in June or something. So we just started working on, practicing the songs and, putting them together with the rest of the band. And then, we set the date like, okay, now we are ready. So like if that was like in July or something, we thought, okay, the songs are ready. We called Tony from the studio and said, hey, listen, when we can come, said we can come in October or something. So we have plenty of time, to work on it. And that's it. And we recorded the 6 songs we wanted to record. And
No, that's excellent. Thank you very much for that. So you also released the video for The Cage, which is taken from the EP. So with the lyrics being written about the lockdowns and politicians, the video was shot in the studio. So was that always going to be the idea for the video, or did you have other plans, but again, COVID saw to that?
No, actually, that was an idea that we were speaking like with a photographer that did the video, like the recording for us. And we just, a little bit with the budget, have to, see the different options as well. So, and we thought it would be cool as well for us, like to have like all the sessions recorded, and it's like that's cool to as well for the fans to see how the record is being recorded, and you feel, I think also Mago from Gold Vibes Productions has done an amazing job with the video. We are super thankful for the job he's done, and it's awesome. We couldn't believe it when we saw what he'd done. Was like, what? Because we like it a lot, and we weren't expecting that really, and I think it just shows the good vibes and the good feelings that we had during the recording, and I think it's a cool way to show a little bit of the music before the album is actually out.
I liked there was a bit of lightheartedness as well, like a wee bit of comedy with all 3 of you dancing or something like that towards the end of the video. So it's good to see that. Good to see that the band it's a serious band, but it also has its lighter moments as well.
Yeah, I think it's show you how you are, like it doesn't mean that, especially if you're not a metalhead, it's like you see metalheads like, oh, these guys, just want to die, and all is very dark, and it's not like that, I mean, we just have fun doing what we do,
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, David. So there's nothing more than I like in a band when it has more than one vocalist. So do both vocalists take care of the lyrics, or is there really like one lyric writer, or?
Yeah, basically I write all the lyrics, and normally I like build up the basics of the song and write the lyrics, and I record it all here at home, and then share it with the others. And then we decide which parts is gonna sing who, depending on a little bit whose voice suits better each part and whatsoever. And then we build up like a bit more like the bass line. We change some parts. We work them out a little bit more to make them better. But I normally write all the lyrics.
So what would you say is the difference between yourself and Miguel in vocal style?
I think I'm a little bit more like, not melodic, I would say, but yeah, a little bit more melodic. And Miguel is a bit more angry when he sings. I mean, he's really, really angry when he sings, and I like it a lot because you can see how he goes crazy when he's singing. So, but anyway, I think our vocal tones are quite similar in the end, because sometimes it's difficult to tell who's singing in each part.
Yeah.
But it's also good because I think they match together pretty well. I think at least we like them.
I think just seeing like differences in vocal styles on the live front as well, that's where it makes it for me. I just love it. Just adds so much diversity to a song, having two vocalists where it's a deeper growl and a lighter growl, or a clean singer and a harsher vocals. Yeah. It adds so much for me.
Yeah, I think it's different. It's not the normal thing. Yeah, and I think being a trio also, like you have two guys that sing, it also gives it like more power, and it's a way as well to fill in a bit more. Like, for example, I'm playing like a more difficult part with the guitar that the bass is simpler, then he will sing that part, so I am a bit more free to do my thing. Then the opposite way as well, and most of the choruses we both sing at the same time. Yeah, to give it a bit more, maybe he's like the main voice in one chorus, and then I support a little bit with another little tone, like another layer different. And in the other songs is the other way around. So I don't know. I think it was something that we just started doing naturally. Like, who's gonna sing? I don't know. Just think. And actually, we had another guitar player before that left the band like two years ago, and he was singing as well. So we were three singers. So, but now we just two, and I don't know. It's working.
It was something I was going to ask. I sometimes worry when I see like a three-piece band in a live, and sometimes like when you do a guitar solo, the sound just goes. Is there an ambition to like get another guitarist in the band, or are you going to leave it as it is just now?
We thought about that many times, but I don't know. We're just like, we've known each other like for 30 years or something like that. I mean, we grow together, and we just built the band. I mean, we started the band at the same time we said, okay, I'm going to play guitar, but I didn't even have a guitar. Okay. So it's a bit like we learned together, and we said, like, now we're going to get a guy in here, and we didn't know if it would fit okay. And we thought it was working like this. So if something is working, why touching it, Yeah. And in the live performance, since we are like only the trio, because before with the two guitars, like obviously it's I won't say easier, but you got more power, because you got the stereo guitars. And but since we started with the trio, actually the feedback has been better than before. So which is, I don't know. I think we've been working harder simply, it's like we've been, putting everything in, and because you see like, oh, I can't fuck it up now because I'm alone. Okay, it's only one guitar. You don't have a chance to miss a note, because everyone will, the guitar player mess, So yeah, actually that made us, okay, no, we need to work harder. We need to get this right, because otherwise it won't sound. It won't like sound as good as we want. Yeah. And I don't know. I think that made us like push it a bit harder, and it's working. I think it's I don't know. We get quite a good feedback at the lives, like only being a trio. And I must say that Rafa at the drums and Mickey with the bass. I mean, when I'm doing I don't do a lot of solos because I'm not a soloist, I'm just a rhythm guitar, and I have to sing as well, and can't be worrying about solos and everything as well. I do some, but not like super solos, And but when I do some, it just the song holds you, because they are like super glued together, and it's it sounds still. I mean, the song doesn't fade, while you are playing the guitar, because they are there, that you got them, they got your back,
Yeah. Usually it's the drummer that messes it up anyway, is it not? But anyway. Yeah. So just going back to the lyrics a wee bit then. So I think you touched on it earlier. When you write them, I take it you have in mind who's going to actually be singing them.
Depends. Not some parts I do just say, oh, this is Mickey going to sing this, But then sometimes we just honestly we just do it like, oh, I can sing and play this, so it's easier for me. So because sometimes, you know, it's very difficult to play and sing some, you know, some riffs. It's like you struggle to play them and sing them.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, try to work together to do it easier. And because I think if it comes more natural, then it will sound better in the end, you know. But yeah, we actually, I don't really think who's gonna sing, and I just think what I want to say and how I wanted to, like, the melody to be and everything, you know.
Yeah.
And then we decide afterwards. But yeah, some parts I do like, oh, this is Mickey in there, you know.
That's excellent, David. Thank you very much. So, was there anything that you had done differently between the recording of the EP and to that of your debut demo EP released in 2019 in terms of your setup or how it was recorded or anything like that?
Well, I mean, starting by, we went to a studio. That was a big change, you know.
Yeah.
We got a producer like Tony that's been absolutely amazing, and you know, we mastered it with Hayes Zealand, which is like a master of the mastering, you know.
Yeah.
And he's wow. It was amazing to go to see how he works and everything. He just retired now, so like this week he's retiring, I think.
Okay.
So all the best for him if he might be listening. And I don't know, I mean, definitely working with professionals and going to a professional studio with professional stuff and microphones and everything. As I said, the 2019 EP, it was like a demo. It was it's a bit fun. It's a bit funny to know because this was like a live recording that the guy from the mixing table just, I got the tracks, you can, you know, have them.
Yeah.
And we thought, oh, it doesn't sound too bad, you know, maybe we can do something with it. So we decided to like re-record the guitar. I mean, we kept like the drums,
Yeah.
and then recorded everything on top of that. So as you can imagine, that was just like very homemade. I did all the mixing and the mastering and everything. So it was all like super homemade, you know. At least you can listen a little bit the music, and it's not that bad. But this is another level, you know. It's just different. It's just.
So did you feel like when you walked into the studio, like, we know what we're doing, and then Tony, the producer, turned things around? He says, why don't you try this? Why don't you turn this up? And why don't you lower this or whatever? Like, did he add these wee elements as well to enhance your sound?
Actually, in terms of sound, yeah, of course, when you are setting, what we did is just go one day before the day that we were recording the live session. Yeah. And we set everything up, you know, we looked a little bit for the sound, and because obviously as recording live, we couldn't use like a real amp because it's all like in a big room. And if you record with big amps, you crank them up, then all the sound goes through the microphones of the drums, and it's a mess, you know. So we used 2 Kempers for the bass and the guitar. Okay. So we had to, you know, we never used a Kemper before, so we had to start like all the patches, you know, and we struggled a little bit to find the sound for the guitar because you know how guitar players are with their sounds, you know. Yeah. And we started like tweaking and changing and, you know, testing some pedals and, you know. But yeah, it was pretty straightforward, I would say. It wasn't difficult at all, and it's very easy with Tony. I mean, it's like we didn't know each other that well, but it felt like we knew each other like from a long time, you know, because we got very, very good friends in common. So it was like we already knew each other, you know, and it was pretty easy. We did make some little changes, some maybe solo parts. He helped me a lot with that because you know that sometimes guitar players tend to think like, oh, I need to put solos everywhere, you know, to make, oh, I need to put another solo in there, you know. But sometimes the song really doesn't need that, you know. Yeah. And Tony made me see that, and I had to like re-record some parts, maybe made them simpler, and so they fit better the song. And we took like, I think 1 or 2 off the song. We just cut it apart and took all the part off because it wasn't working. But yeah, everything worked pretty fast, and we recorded everything in like 1 full day for the live session. We recorded all the drums in one morning. Okay. Then in the afternoon we recorded the other, like the stereo guitar for a few songs, and we went like 2 or 3 mornings, like few hours more. So in the end it was like 3 full days or something like that. because you know, for the vocals we recorded like 2 songs every day because Tony didn't want us to you know to
Yeah.
to break our throats, you know.
Yeah.
and it was like everything very fast, you know. But
Yeah.
we were in the studio already. We were feeling like, wow, this is working, you know, because as I was saying before, you're when you go record live, it's like, oh, you're shitting in your pants, you know, because it's like, oh, we got all this, and now if you, I mean, you can't, you don't have another chance, you know. You need to get it right. I mean, we were taking like recording like 2 takes of each track or something like that, 2 or 3, and obviously you can always like, oh, this part here is better than the other one, then I will get this part and put it here. But that's a risk, because how the dynamics is a lot of times not the same.
Yeah.
From one take to another. Maybe the drummer is like, oh, hitting it harder in one and the other not so much. So doing that is a big risk. Actually, I think we only did it like in 1 song or 2, you know, change one part or something that was very easy like to change it. So what you hear in the record is like the live recording, basically, you know. Then the guitars, obviously the stereo guitars, and you know, some things were recorded after, and the vocals on top of that. But like the instrumental bass, it's like the live recording. So I don't know, we thought that was a pretty cool way to do it, like a bit old school, if I can say that, you know. Like, yeah, it's a bit like that. It's what you see is what you get, you know. And we're happy with the results. Yeah.
No, so you should be. So you should be. And how was your throat after the vocal performance, where you had to do the songs a couple of times and stuff like that? And you have a sore throat for a couple of days?
No, not at all, man. I mean, we were like, but we want to sing more. We can sing more. And Tony was like, no. You come back tomorrow, you know. But yeah, we used to like scream like pigs, like for 2 hours, you know. So when we rehearsal, so like going there, and because we are the 2 singers, so you were singing like 45 minutes or something, you know. So it's like, oh, I can sing more, you know. We can get another one done. And Tony was like, no, I want you to have the full power in all the songs, you know, because obviously we got like 3 or 4 takes for each, you know, that for every vocal, so it give it this big sound, you know. And but no, we were like on fire, you know.
Good stuff, man. That's excellent. Thanks, David. So talking about the band then, things seem to be fairly settled on the band members front with Vice City. So when constructing new material, with the band members having their own personal tastes in music, how would you say you keep it all together, for example, when negotiating what stays in and what goes out of a song?
I won't lie, there are some fights sometimes. I mean, we do argue sometimes about, you know, some details. No, but I like this part, and the drummer is like, no, but I can't play this, you know, and I need to change it. But as I said before, I normally like, as I write the lyrics and I sing and I play the guitar, it's like, I don't know, we've been doing it like this through the years. Like normally I write the bass of the song, and I go to them and I say, listen, I've done this. And these days, like with the computer and, you know, a sound card, you can do everything. Like at least you program the drums, and, you know, you can give for me, it's been like a big change. And I think this is like working, like you can see some of that in the new record compared to the older music, like music. Even the quality of the sound is not the same. Okay. But I think it's, for a guitar player, sometimes it's very difficult to tell a drummer, like, you play a riff and then he plays something and you're like, but that's not what I was expecting, you know. It's what's that shit, man? so so now it's like, oh, you got Easy Drummer and they've got all these pre-made loops that you can see, oh, this is exactly what I'm thinking, you know. So then you go like with the song, like your idea, it's in a pen drive, you know. So then he might change it at all, but at least he can understand what you are thinking, you know. Because sometimes it's difficult to express it, especially if you don't play drums. You can't say like, do this, because he doesn't get it, obviously, because you don't know what you're talking about. But for us, it's been pretty like an improvement, because it's like, as I was saying, you can explain better the idea you have in your head to the rest of the members, you know. And then obviously we might change it from top to bottom. I mean, like the first song, I mean, there's the intro of the first song, it's Army of Death in the album. That song, I started writing it in last summer, okay, and we like changed it 1,000 times, okay. Some of them were like very straightforward, but that one for us I think is the best one. I mean, it's the one like that we are more proud of, even though we like them all, you know. But it's like there's always one that you say, "Oh, this is the banger," you know. This is the song that we like most. And yeah, we changed that song a lot of times, you know. But in the end, we are happy with it. And you know, yeah, it's a good way to show what you are thinking, and then you know, make you change it and you make things better. And then you know, when you're working together for so long, you understand each other so well that sometimes I play a riff and then Mickey knows exactly what he has to do, and you know, it's like it's very easy for us. So that's one of the reasons that from your earlier question, like adding another member, we are a bit like, oh, I'm not sure about that, you know, because now it's so easy, you know. It's like, oh, we understand each other. Sometimes we don't agree with something, and you know, I don't like it like this, I like it like that, but we respect each other a lot, you know, because we are family. I mean, actually, the bass player is my son's godfather, you know, so it's like we're family, man. So it's like we understand each other, and we do have some arguments sometimes, but yeah, it's you need to respect a lot each other. I think that's very important, you know.
Exactly. And I think I'm quite a wee bit disappointed in your answer, to be honest with you, because I was expecting the fights in the studio and blood in the walls and everything like that, but none of that.
We don't do that. We don't do that in the Vice City, you know. We got lots of beer.
I think you guys have pretty much been together I think you three are pretty much solid throughout the whole career of the band, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, we were five. We started like in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, we just one day I can say, I suppose, like we were a bit drunk and, you know, smoking some stuff, and we thought we're gonna make a band, you know. And I was like, I want to play guitar, you know. And then we said, no, I'm gonna play the bass, and Rafa was playing the drums, and we started, you know, laughing about that. And then one day I bought the guitar, then he got the bass, and we started up. And yeah, it was super crazy. I mean, we're like learning the songs on the set, like the Nirvana songs, Smoke on the Water. Like we were already rehearsing at that time, you know, so without having any idea of anything, you know. So it was crazy, but I think that's like we grew together musically speaking, you know. So I don't know, that's cool. Yeah, we were five. Then we had a singer, Xavi, and then the other guitar player, Pantera, as well. And we in 2005 we put like a demo out, and yeah, we gigged a lot around the island. We went to Mallorca to the end of to the final of got like a band contest, and I don't know, we did well. It was cool. And then Xavi was struggling with work and, you know, keeping up, coming to rehearsal and everything, and we decided that the best was like that he left the band, and we're still good friends. We see each other, you know, we live in the same village, and we're still as good friends as we were before, you know. Yeah. And then so we started like, what do we do now, you know? We get another singer. It was a bit like after with the other guitar player, you know, like, and we didn't really want to find anyone else because, well, the same, we just like, we just do it ourselves, you know. Yeah. We never sung before, but then we thought, wow, we can sing ourselves. Then that took us like 2 or 3 years after of learning to sing a little bit, and then we started working, and yeah, here we are, you know. Then Peter left, and yeah, that's all our career, you know. It's like we never, because a lot of time bands are like, oh no, this guy's from the guy from that band, you know, and this guy, the drummer from the other one, you know. That's like very typical, you know. And we are like, no, we just. The other day, a mate was asking me on Instagram, like, hey, which other bands have you played before? Because, you know, I thought, no, you know, I never played in another band, you know.
Just when you touched about rehearsals there, do you all live quite close together? So is there a rehearsal studio or just a garage or anything like that where you all get together and record or rehearse, play?
Yeah. It's a garage that we got like a bit, padded and like like it's all like very rustic,
Yeah. So there'll of course be no live shows in the near future, but with things getting better, are you starting to plan for next year? Do you think you might be involved in any gigs next year?
We are working on that, but as you say, it's quite tough at the moment because most of the venues are closed or nearly closed, and it's quite difficult now. And we just like concentrate. We had the presentation of the gig in 2 weeks or 3, like in the 23rd of January here in Mallorca. But now we don't think that is going to happen because it's. I think we'll be locked down again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We just don't want to stop now the launch of the record, because we got the label as well. That's already like the copies are arriving on Monday. They got we announced everywhere that it was out the 11th. So now we just don't want to stop it, because we don't know how long we're going to be now with this situation. So now we got the material ready, we got everything ready, and it's like just give the people something to listen at. At least you can share it with your people, and you are locked down, but at least you have another record you can listen to.
So who is the record label that you were talking about?
Yeah, Demons Records.
Is that a record label or is that?
No, it's from the mainland. It's from the Basque Country in the north of the mainland in Spain. Yeah, actually we had I won't say a few, but like 3 or 4 offers, like 2 from Mallorca, but we couldn't get to an agreement with them because we already had everything set up for January. So it was all like, when you do something the first time, you make some mistakes, and our mistake was like not giving enough time from the recording or we had the material until the launch of the record, so we were like, oh, but we need it now, and they say, well, we can't do it now, because obviously everything is super. I think we chosen the worst time ever to put a record out, but it's like now or never, and we're pretty happy because we weren't expecting that. And it's always good to see that there's some people interested in your music, so we're very, very grateful to all of them. And it's been
well, congratulations on getting signed, because there's so many bands coming out the woodwork in these times, that it can sometimes get too saturated. So to stand out and get a few offers for your first EP speaks volumes.
We are super happy. We weren't expecting any at all. So we just had some help from the drummer of Tragedy. If you haven't heard them, it's an awesome Spanish band. They're doing super good for themselves, and you better listen to them because you will like them. You like Metallica, stuff like that. You will love these guys. It's also a trio. It's something with Mallorca and trios. I don't know. There's something with No, I'm serious. But the drummer is from our village as well. He's a very good mate, and he, obviously they got 3 records out already, so they know how this works, and he's been supporting us in this sense. So he said, no, guys, you need to send this everywhere. You need to. You never know, and there you have it. I mean, if we didn't send it, then we wouldn't have these offers, and
No, that's absolutely brilliant news. That's absolutely brilliant news. So I might be showing my age here, but before the internet, magazines and fanzines were the places to find out about new bands and trends. But now the publications are being replaced with thousands of websites catering for all genres. So do you think that some of the passion's been lost, or do you think that the internet has been a good thing for music and a good thing for Vice City?
That's a tough one. The magic has been lost. That's very true, because it's like we all remember that or maybe the youngs don't, but we Ricky, you and I remember that going to today is the day that the magazine is out. What's going this month, or going to the record store and the new Pantera CD is out. And that is lost because you just jump on Spotify and listen to everything. And in that sense, it's been very bad for music industry, especially for the bands, because you don't really get any cash at all from downloads or streaming. It's like you don't get. I mean, it's good for a smaller band like us, that you can like share your music with the world, and you have a lot more opportunities so people can listen to you, because before it was like, unless you have a label and you got like a proper record out, and that no one is going to know about you, and you had to work a lot before being able to share your music with the world. Okay, like you are in one of the big magazines. That's because you've been working super hard for a lot of years, and you've been lucky enough to be where you had to be, But yeah, I mean, there's good and bad, for us it's very good because you can share your music, and it's like also for the people it's good because you can listen. I mean, I love Spotify. I mean, you can't listen to anything you want at any time. It's like it's very convenient, but also it's a problem because, I mean, it's like the bands we love, that they don't, well, I mean, the super big ones, maybe they get something, but it's like you don't get anything. I mean, it's like nothing. They pay you 0.0000001 for streaming, which you will never get because you don't get to the minimum. You need to get to get some actual cash out of them, But it's something that you can't. It's like some people are like, oh, I don't like Facebook, I don't like Instagram because the social networks. But it's not like I like them, but you can't fight with reality. I mean, if you are not on Spotify, if you're not on Facebook, it's like you don't exist, or you have to be super like awesome and big, and and have a very big fan base, so you don't need to be there, I think it's nearly impossible. And I don't know, I was saying before, it's super tough to answer that question, and I don't know, we can go on with this one for all afternoon, I think.
Yes, we could. But maybe before the internet, you wouldn't have known. I mean, you just talked about your video there getting over 6,500 hits. You wouldn't have known where those 6,500 hits come from. You might find out that you've got fans in the Far East or in Poland or something like that, or America even. You wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for the internet. But yeah, I remember getting the tapes through the post, and just giving the bands like numerous tries before I would say nah, or absolutely brilliant. Whereas now you click it for 10 seconds and you're like, nah, I don't like that. You don't give the band a chance.
Yeah, exactly. And also it's like people get bored very fast, and that's why we were like definitely wanted to make a video, because normally people like start listening to something and 10 seconds, it's not bad, and they change to another thing. Now it's like music is not enough. You need like some footage, and not any footage. You need like a proper video to keep to engage people to listen to your music sometimes, and it's that's also like makes it a bit more difficult for bands. I mean, it's difficult sometimes to I mean, it happens to us sometimes. I mean, to me, it happens as well. It's like you are used to so much information. Like you're watching the phone, then you're watching the telly as well, and you're speaking to your wife. It's like you are doing so many things at the same time, and you need. It's what technology has done to us.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks very much for that, David. I've only got 2 questions left for you then. So I have to ask, Mallorca's a bit like Scotland, with a small yet talented underground scene. So how easy or hard was it to find musicians in Mallorca? And would you like to give a shout out to any bands in your scene?
Yeah, as you said, it's in Mallorca, I must say, it's not, I mean, we are only known for the beach, Magaluf, Arenal and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I think once you get in the metal scene in Mallorca, it's pretty amazing. And they're like, a lot of brilliant bands, that also few of them, like Tragedy, I was saying before, one of them, Aeolian as well. They're very, very good, and they're doing very well. There's so many bands that I don't want to start like saying names because it's like, oh, I didn't mention my best friends, you know. So I will get like in a mess here, you know. But Elevorn as well are doing very good. They were in tour in Canada. I don't know. There are a few bands that are really doing very well, and I think the Mallorcan scene is very demanding with the bands. I mean, we are very like, and you're like, oh no, I have to do it better, you know, and you have to work super hard, and once they go out, it's like, oh, they're always the Mallorca. What, they're not expecting that from the Mallorcans, you know, because it's a smile like, oh, you know, and they're like, what, you know, because if the level is so high that yeah, I won't say that in the rest is not okay, but I don't know. It's there are a lot of very good bands per square meter. Okay, if that makes any sense.
So if a bigger band or if a band from Europe was to come and play, is there a good couple of venues to play in Mallorca?
I mean, like big venues, there's like only basically one, which is it's called Esgremi, which is in English maybe it's a bit strange name. Okay, but it's a really cool place. Actually, I was there yesterday for a gig. I think it's going to be the last one in a while, to see a band called Evet, which you should check them out as well. Pretty good heavy metal. They're pretty well known in Spain, and yeah, good friends as well. So it's like a 400, I think 500 capacity venue, and if it's pretty decent, you know, it's cool, and it's a bit different than what you would expect, because it's also got like I don't know how many, but maybe 20-30 rehearsal rooms there. There's also another cafeteria, which is another smaller stage. Yeah. Then they give you know, guitar classes, singing classes, and all sorts. So it's like you know, a big center for music, and yeah, they're struggling a lot at the moment. They're having a tough time, like all the best from me to them here. And I wish them best, and they'd survive, because we really need them here. You know, it's an amazing place, and there are also a few more, you know, like but that smaller, and like Tunnel Rock Club as well. We played there a few times, and they're awesome people. They always treat the bands super well, and they're also struggling to survive. So wishing them all the best.
Yeah, I think 2020 is obviously a write-off. In 2021, hopefully it's going to be, you'll probably get a gig every night if you want to, you know. Glasgow's got like 4 or 5 clubs within a stone's throw of each other, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was bands playing the same night every night. I think it's going to go mental. But anyway, so with Vice City then, where would we find you on social media?
You can find us on Facebook. It's Vice City Metal. Instagram, the same, Vice City Metal, and we're on Twitter as well. We are D with a D, Vice City. Okay. And that's it basically. We also have our own website. You can find it on social media, and basically that, yeah. And
I'm sure that out of all the questions I sent you, this is the one that you've been dying to answer. You couldn't wait to answer this. So what guitar did you use for the recording of the EP? Talk to us about your setup. What's your setup then?
Oh, you want to hear about my baby, don't you? No, I recorded with a Solar V, Solar Guitars V. I just got that guitar like three just on before lockdown. I was lucky enough to get it before lockdown. And I must say that it inspired me to buy to write nearly the whole record. It's an amazing weapon. I mean, I just can't love it enough. And also I used my Les Paul Gothic, which is a guitar I have since 2003, my first like real guitar. And it's an old lady, but it's still kicking, you know. And I used it like to have like a different sound. Like from one side is the Solar, and the other one is the Les Paul. But yeah, I used for basically nearly all, apart from the rhythm guitars, I use the Solar guitar because I just love it. Yeah.
Sure. So which guitar do you take to bed with you?
Sorry.
Which guitar do you take to bed with you?
I can't. My wife doesn't let me anymore.
That's excellent. So what pedals do you use?
I use a Boss Katana, and it's got all the Boss effects in there, so I'm super happy with it. I had an orange before, a rock verb. I had Ingalls, I had Randalls as well before. So before the valve heads start throwing shit at me, I've been there, I've done that, okay. And I just tried the Katana because I wanted something like a bit more convenient, a bit like Kemper, you know, that you can just set up like your sounds, like a rhythm sound. Then I have basically 3 or 4, like one for solos. Then I have like a crunch and a clean with a chorus and a delay, you know. But to do only that, you need like 20 pedals, and it's crazy. And you have to gig somewhere, you have to carry all this stuff with you, and the wah-wah, and you know, it's just not convenient, you know, cables everywhere. Then it's super expensive because every pedal is like 100 quid. So it's, yeah, I don't know. I just heard a lot of good things about the Katana, and I bought the head, and I use the Katana head and my Marshall cap, my 4x12, and I just love the sound. I mean, I don't need the bobs, you know, and I love like the tweaking with the computer and just setting the sound and the EQ, and you know, you got the noise gate in there, you got everything in one piece, and it's I mean, for the cash it costs, it's amazing. I mean, I'm super impressed with it. I mean, I bought it 1 year ago, and I'm still like raging, as you can see, about it. Boss, if you want to sponsor me, there are
good plug there, good plug. Listen,
yeah.
David, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I know the EP's coming out on the 11th, is that right?
11th, yeah.
Yeah, well, I wish you the best of luck with the release, and I wish you the best of luck for Vice City as well, and to the other guys. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Okay, same here. Thank you very much, Ricky. Take care.
Thank you, David. Take care.